Only the finest of waters for Ray.
That's right. From the whirlpool.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mike.
And I'm Ray.
And this is the Know Nothings podcast number
57. Welcome in. Welcome aboard.
Perfect. Hey, this is the FOMO. This is the FOMO
The FOMO
episode.
edition.
FOMO edition of when I wake up in the morning and AMC is skyrocketing and I buy in and I never fail to not buy in exactly when it's peaked. So I buy, it's almost like the Matrix knows, and I buy and then it's going up, right? Pow, pow, pow. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy in.
Yeah, but you do that FOMO, but you total FOMO buy.
A total FOMO buy. But why every time does it happen like when as soon as I buy, it goes down?
Because you got back hip to it the same. The people that just held and just did their thing, they made out like bandits yesterday. Like, I sold all my AMC like a month ago. I'm like, I'm so tired of this dumb shit and just let me dump it, which I didn't have but like 30 shares, but I could have made like $200-300 this week. But I think it's going to run again, though. There's a little flat lining out there. You can see it right behind me.
Let's look. It's behind you. Yes. Where are we at?
I mean, it's
We're
still
at $9.55, which isn't bad.
Wasn't it under $3?
I got in at like $11.
You got in at 11?
I had a phone call on my phone as I'm trading, so somebody cost me $2. Somebody cost me $2.
$2 a share.
A share. That's
until it runs.
I think I got 100 and some shares.
At this point, though, we do realize it's going to have to run to $145 to even equal where it was at because of the reverse split and the.
I've let that go. That's already been.
Oh yeah,
that's already been done on the taxes last year.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
You know, $11,000.
GameStop is running too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11,000 loss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mine was like 7,200. It was whatever it was. It was brutal.
It was brutal because that'd be nice to have that money.
Because we held through the whole year, thinking, well, maybe sometime this year it's going to pop again. By the end of 2023, I figured out like, okay, well, they got us. They won. The hedgies won.
Well, they split the stock, then they made up a stock called the Ape, and then we got into that. Then I sold that to make some of the money back, which is what they were probably hoping everybody would do. I just follow right into their plans every fucking time. I fall right into their plans, and then I'm
they're like, they were like, yesterday, like, hey, it's running up. There's nothing we can do about it. Let it run to its peak. We'll get that thing to about 1150, and that's where we can short it. And
guess what?
Right when you bought it, they were like, short it.
We'll let it run in the morning when everybody's waking up, so they wake up and don't make good decisions.
Well, you wake up and you see the green line just going ding, 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 and you think, oh, yeah. Why wouldn't it just pay me? Just keep paying me as soon as I buy it. As soon as you buy it.
So aggravating. So like now it's just gonna go down. I'm gonna lose all my money. You know, the funny thing is like I had all that money. I just like liquidated a Webfolio that I had made that I had made some money in.
The one with the
liquidated
defense strategies or
the defense strategies.
Defense
and I liquidated that because it made me a little bit of money, and not a lot, but enough that I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay this one loan off.
Yeah.
And then I won't have that payment every month.
Right.
Lo and behold, you wake up and the Matrix hears you. It hears you and it goes, I'm going to get this motherfucker's money.
Shift all that money to AMC.
So,
short it, boys. Short it.
So
Mike's in. Short it.
That's right. Short it. I'm in. And the Matrix, it goes like this. Get his old buddies to call him. Get his old buddies to call him about AMC that it's going up. Give him the rigmarole.
I texted you about it last night and this morning, right? Like
you did, but I mean, I had people from Georgia. Texting me this morning like, "Woo!" and I'm like, "Oh shoot!"
I'd made a couple hundred on Shiba Inu, and I was like, "Damn, I have like 500 in Shiba?" So I was like, "Do I sell my 500 in Shiba?" This morning I was going to sell my 500 in Shiba, buy AMC, and I was like, "Nah, don't," because they're about to get fucked.
It'll probably do what it did last time. Remember this, and then that'll go up.
Yeah,
when this goes down.
I'm going to let the AMC though, I'm getting back in. I'm going to let it drop down a little bit more. I think I'm going to have a buy strike target at just over 8, like 805, 815. I think that's the time to buy it. It runs to.
Well, if you look at the Fibonacci tracement, let's go to the board. You can go over here. We'll hit this. Let's get us a nice tracement here.
Like I said, the Fibonacci
from here. Oh wait, this isn't set up. Oh, I'm on a different computer. I have it set up differently on my computer. I'm really fucking this up. All right. And the internet's out.
Can't reach this page.
Look, see what they do to me? See what they do to me?
See how they do.
That's what they do.
Now
That's
I've
what
got
they
that. That's gonna be my back. Okay,
now,
back.
now we're back. Yeah. See what they do?
You had to know those. When you see 3 candlesticks like that, 3 green candles, that's not the time to buy.
No.
That's never the time to buy.
No. Look, the time to buy.
What did you buy at the absolute top?
Oh, pretty much. Where did I get it at? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much right at the top of that.
Not financial advice. Don't do what Mike does.
Do the exact opposite of what I
whatever
do,
Mike
and you'll be
does.
in the money. Just I was telling Ray
That's
this.
how I felt
I
for
started.
years.
So I got suckered into this crypto.com trading derivatives. Okay, and I'm trading Bitcoin strike options. Is what it is.
Yeah.
So this whole thing
Walk me
is
through
set.
that. What's
This
up?
whole thing is set up like you can say it makes it really dumb for idiots. It makes it really dumbed down, and
Yeah.
you just say yes or no. Is it going to be over this or this when the time runs out? The funny thing is when the time runs out, it either every 5 minutes it shoots straight up or straight down. So
Every 5 minutes.
also on here, it's about $100 less
than it actually
than
is.
what it actually is, so they can manipulate it. Because you'll buy in, and it just I wanted to get you to download this and put like $100 in there, and then just do the opposite of exactly what I do. But here's the thing: for a weekend, I won every single one. I mean, I was trading and just making like $1.10 on each one of them
Every 5 minutes.
every 5 minutes, and I was nailing it. Over the weekend, I was up $250.
Damn, that's a good weekend.
I'm thinking, I'm going to pay off all my debts with this.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. Even though 44% goes to the government,
That's how
capital gains.
That's how I felt 2 years ago with AMC and with all the meme stocks. It was
Right.
like, you can't lose.
You
'Cause
can't
it was about
lose.
a 3-month
It's
window.
all about
like a 3-month
dummies.
And
I'm
then
a dummy.
Guess what? You can totally lose, folks. Totally
So-
lose your dick.
I've got my trading jacket on. So the so come Monday, I'm like, oh well, let me just like instead of doing it $1.10, like making $1.10, let me bump it up a little bit because I just can't lose on this thing.
Greed is good.
Greed got greedy. By noon, I'm down $150.
Holy smokes.
It just went the opposite way every time. Every time. And I was so golden on the weekend. I was like, I've figured this shit out.
Well, on the
I
weekend,
am
on
awesome.
the weekend it goes up more because your traditional
But
stock traders
it
are
doesn't
playing it.
matter if it goes up or down on
Yeah,
this
you're just
one.
betting on what
You're
it is.
just betting on where it's going to be in 5
But if
minutes.
you bet up, you have more likelihood of winning in the weekend. Is what I was saying.
Well, I mean, not when it's in the tracement, because
Oh,
it'll hit you every 5 minutes, and it could be going up, but it could come down below the line that you're trying to say it's going to be up on.
Well, yeah, I still think Bitcoin to 100,000 easy. During they just had
Oh,
the halving.
yeah.
They just had the halving 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's usually like 12 to 18 months after the halving where the big bull run. So this should be the crypto bull run. I'm hoping on some Bonk, some Shiba. I'm chasing these meme coins again. I think they're going to blow up at least 3x,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to transfer to like XRP.
I'm out. I'm betting on myself, and I'm just going to save my own money. I can't do this anymore. It drives me crazy.
You're gonna do it again.
The hope and the despair, it's the most worst thing in the world. It's so terrible.
You're going
It's
to be so
terrible.
upset if you completely miss the bull run.
I don't care.
You do care.
I don't care. This is my last attempt right here.
If Shiba,
This AMC, if it squeezes over the next week and it goes up, I'm just take my money and run.
when it squeezes, don't you think all those apes are going to run over to like Shiba and Bonk?
Yeah, but no. Well,
all
I'm
the
just
same
gonna
type of
get. I'm
people.
just gonna GTM and I'm just get the money. I'm not gonna worry about that anymore until the next. I guess the next thing.
Well, that's the next thing. Is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. Is like it'll be a squeeze into the meme coins. That's what I think. What do I know? I don't know shit. I know less than you.
I don't know
Or collectively,
anything.
we know jack shit.
Please, everyone, do the exact opposite of what I say.
Where
Please do.
Well, let's see. Where do you think Bitcoin's going to be this week? At the end of the week.
Who the fuck knows? I go online and you look, even when you look in like say crypto.com news or any news
People
about
that are
crypto.
studying all day.
Yeah, people studying.
They
They're
don't
like
know.
they said they said after the weekend it was going to be below 60. Where is it now?
61.5 or something.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's still not below it. They said it was going to go down into the 50s. And then I saw an article
Then somebody else. probably
2
said
minutes later said it was going to be in the 70s. It's just nobody knows. You
They're
got
just people like you and me that like kind of understand these things and they just get on and talk about it. But I'm just open with the fact that, like, hey, I've done this long enough to know that I don't know shit. Stocks, crypto, I have good
Well,
guesses, and that's about it.
If you watch
Punch
The
it just
Wolf
like
of Wall
everybody else.
Street, he says it right in The Wolf of Wall Street. Matthew McConaughey goes, "Nobody knows what a stock's gonna do, the up, down, whatever. It's a fugazi." He says
Fugazi, a
no,
fugazi.
he says nobody knows what it's gonna do, especially stockbrokers.
That's 100% true. Warren Buffett says that too, because Warren Buffett's whole thing is like, hey, here's what you do. Here's how you invest. You find a company you love that you could treat like a marriage, and you just buy that stock and you just hold it forever. You don't worry about what it's doing today, the price action next quarter, what it's going to be doing in a week. Just buy a great company. You hold a great company for 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be worth a lot more money. That's
Right.
how it works.
That's how it works. There's really no shortcut.
Yeah.
I mean, I straight up
so bad.
FOMO'd out this morning and had a conniption, and I can't believe I did that. And it really is just the Alexa and the phones and everything listening in and recording us was like, yeah. Let's wait till he clicks that button.
Well, Mike, it's such a dopamine hit. It's such a dopamine hit when you start running.
It
20,
is.
30,
It is.
40%.
It is
It's
a dopamine.
just-
Hey, I got to take this.
Yeah. Go ahead and take it. It's just such a dopamine hit to the body. You're like, oh my God, this is it. This is the one. It's probably not the one. By the time we find out, by the time we know about it, we being like regular people like me, Mike, you out there, by the time we know about, oh yeah, this is the thing to invest. It's too late. It's too late. It's been figured out who's doing what. Figured out. They know our patterns. They know what we're going to do. They know when we're going to FOMO. They know when we're going to just YOLO and go for it all. They know when there's going to be a bunch of money dumped into it. They know when there's going to be a bunch of money pulled out of it. They're playing. They've got computers figuring all this shit out all day. Thousands of computers and micro data going back and forth, and we're just like, oh yeah. Look at it running, man. You got 3 or 4 green candles. You're not fixing to keep running, but you know better, don't you, Mike? You know better, but you still reach down, grab it, hope for the best, and say, yeah, this time's gonna be different. I know it's gonna keep running. It's good. Hell, when it went to 72, none of us dumbasses sold. It went from like $8 to $72 in a matter of a few days, and we're like, yeah, this is the pre-squeeze to the squeeze, because some real shit's about to happen. The 72 was the real shit. That was amazing. That was like 1,000% growth, but we had convinced ourselves that no, it's going to $100,000 a share. It's going to minimum, bare minimum, $10,000 a share. It's just not the case. It would have been super cool. It would have been, it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth. I mean, maybe one day, but it wasn't 2021. It wasn't 2022. The GME was a good one. The AMC would have been a good one if more people would have got out, but when it ran to 72, people just didn't get out, me included. I'm watching it go to 72. My account's just boom, 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 boom. It just looks like a money counter just going up. The money's going up so fast, and I just had a little bit of money in there, a few $1,000, but you're watching it go 6,000, 8, 9, 10, 12,000. Like, holy shit! Look at all this money I'm running up to.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And then all of a sudden,
Hold on. Hang on for a second while I do this.
Yeah,
That's no big deal.
yeah, sure.
It's just working on it. Hey, let's see. 6,000 pounds, you said? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, 6,000 pounds. Okay. I'll have somebody there in the morning. Going to Hopewell. All right, sounds good. All right, thanks. Bye. Yeah. Hold on 1 second while I do all this.
Yeah,
It's a hang. I'm working.
Yeah, it's a daytime podcast, afternoon podcast. So we have to do a little work in there. Yeah, anyway, I was just saying how they know what we're going to do better than we know what we're going to do. That's how they manipulate us.
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, they have all the numbers and the figures.
And we could too. We just choose to chase hope instead of facts.
Right.
If we cared more about actual data instead of like memes, you'd probably be better traders, right?
Right.
But the memes are so much more fun. It's more fun to buy a Lambo than it is to make $11 today and slowly make $11 every day forever. You know what I mean? But it's better to slowly make $11 for a year.
It's yeah. You just gotta not like. Here's what happened with me and the crypto thing. I think that like I was just totally into because it gives you all the percentages while you're doing it. So I was just like going strictly off of at that moment. I wait till the it only lets you trade up till about a minute and 20 seconds before. Then all the contracts are gone.
On
So like
what you're doing?
on the what I was doing. So like at a minute 20, I would look at what it is, what it was. I would bust up one, hit it, and try to make like $1, and that was working. Then I went into like how does Fibonacci work and blah blah blah, and I started doing that, and that's when I just tanked it completely.
Yourself.
Yeah,
You just as at the end of all this investing shit, I think you're just as if you're not going to invest for the long term, if you're just trying to pick winners like for the day or for the week or the month. I think you're better off flipping a coin, don't you?
I think not really, because you can kind of guess. Now, if you could do this with this thing, if there wasn't a time frame and you could pick when in and out, you could win every time. Because that Fibonacci thing is pretty
It's
right. It balances itself, and then it'll get outside of it and reset and do it again, and you'll win a lot. But you can't go, okay, right here I won in and right here I won out. Only when you're trading up you can do that. If you're like day trading on stuff and you know that
that's the way I like with Shiba. When Shiba right now is trading, I think 40's 24, 40's 23. It went down a little bit. I'm holding that till 40's 3, because at 40's 3 you would have made a good bit of money. And that could take me 3 weeks or it could take me a month, but I just hold it whether it goes up, whether it goes down. I just hold it till it's going to get to 40's 3. Then I'm going to sell it, buy some XRP. It's at 51 cents. Hold it to like 63. Actually, what is XRP at? Yeah, XRP's at 51 cents. That is just that's the best buy in crypto to me. I know it sounds crazy because it hadn't done shit in forever, but one day I think it will when all the lawsuits are settled and everything's squared up with XRP. I think XRP is a good play. But what do I know?
What do you know? I know how to lose lots of money a lot.
I know how to make money if I get lucky. I do. I know, like I said, I know how to make the money. It's just boring to do it that way. I want to hit a lick. I want a $10,000 day. I want $100,000 week or something crazy. Which
I would just
$500.
Shoot, I'll take a $500 week. Shit.
You remember we were getting those all the time during the Doge at the start.
Dude, I had $48,000 off of $7,000 at the time. I'm such a moron.
I had 15 grand off maybe 2,000. Actually, it was off about 300 of Doge that ran to about 4,000 of Doge.
I'm looking at $48,000 and I'm going, it's going to be $1.5 million. It's going to be $10 million. And actually, 100%. when it goes to $100,000 a share, I'm gonna have like $50 million, and then I'm already like online looking at yachts, like an idiot.
That's what everyone was doing.
God, so stupid.
But it seemed
now all I know to do is like get buy a nice mower and ask my neighbors if I can mow their yard so I can make some extra money.
Zero turn out there.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You got a small yard for that zero turns. You need it. You just didn't want to push, obviously.
I don't want to push, and I also am not going to buy like an old man mower where you just, go straight. I don't want a tractor mower. I need that zero turn. I love it. I just sit and spin.
I love the old, just a regular.
No. Ever since I use zero turn mower, that's all there is to it. Now that I also bought I bought a pull behind like dump for it too, because I'm like cleaning up my yard.
Oh.
And now that I'm old and I don't want to have to carry shit around, I just hook it to the back of my zero turn, pull up, throw the shit in the back, take it to the front, dump it. Yeah, I'm all into it right now.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
It's not cool. I'm like, get off my lawn.
You've reached the age of where zero turns are exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm like, man, I was like, I wish it wasn't raining on Sunday. I'd like to use my zero turn.
Yard cleanup and stepping back and going, look at that motherfucking yard. Shit looks good.
I'm at the point, like, there's some drainage coming out of the back of my yard back here, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's probably coming from the neighbor's drain that's, like, faulty or whatever from a while ago. So, like, I called the city, and they came out, and I was like, is this your all's drain back here? And they're like, no, there's nothing back here. And I was like, so I can do whatever I want to it? And they were like, "Oh, they don't care." He's like, "But if you stop it up, it'll probably stop up your neighbor." And I was like, "Well, I don't care."
Are you gonna stop up your neighbor?
I don't know. It's
don't
it's
think-
coming down in my yard, killing all my grass and going around my house.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy. I'm gonna dig up that pipe and I'm gonna shove some concrete in it or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck
because
'em.
it's flooding you out.
It's flooding me out, and then my yard sucks. My dogs go outside and they get muddy feet, and then they come back inside, and I got to clean their feet off. My neighbors, this whole thing is totally fucked.
You're just gonna seal it up and make it like
Seal
make
it up.
send all the water back.
Yeah, they're gonna get a healthy dose of wherever that's coming from.
I wonder.
It shouldn't be coming this way. It should be going the other way, out towards the yard.
I wonder who put it in your yard.
I think that the barrier's probably worn out, or that like a root over the last couple of years has probably popped the drain that they have back there.
Attention, attention! AMC's making. It looks like it's making. There's 2 green candles. Is it making a little pop? See that big
Right
that
behind
big
you
red
there.
candle? That's the time to buy. You see one that long? When you see a candle down that long, to me, that's a buy signal. That's a strike.
What I like to do with the Fibonacci thing is I like to trace it down here. Now right here is where it counts. You can get rid of I usually get rid of these lines here and here and just keep the 100%, the 0, the 50. So when it comes down here, it's already past all of that from there. So now the play is this. Watch this.
Yeah.
Now the play is this.
Because you get the lowest.
You're past that now. You're done. So like and don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. You take the lowest right here,
That's what I was saying. Buy,
and then shit.
and then trace it to the top of the highest low, right?
When it's done, because that's it. It's done right there.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to using this one. I'm used to using a different one that I have.
So now it's coming down a little bit.
So now we're gonna look at it right here to here, and then we're gonna zoom in on it. And technically, the scale, it'll either continue up,
It's going to continue up.
and then we just have to keep retracing it.
When in doubt, zoom out. When you zoom out, you can tell it's going to come up.
But let's say that like right here, so like it comes back down to this area right here where the 50 is. If it does like a 3 candle like down, one little bump and another candle up, technically it's going to keep going up and in an upward trend. In a downward trend, it would go up, it would come up here, then come down, just go down, and then you would retrace it from this side, and it's the opposite from that side.
Yeah. I don't even think I need all the lines. I can just look at that graph.
You can just look at the graph, or if you want to.
If I had the money to trade it, just trade it back and forth each day, make 10%, boom, 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 sell in and out. That's pretty easy to do when it gets volatile like that.
The whole zoom out thing is this. You can go like this. You can start from where it had the biggest top.
That was this morning, right?
To the bottom now, which is there's the bottom. And now here we're looking at a long. So if it comes up here and hits here, technically
it's either going to
it's
retrace
gonna go
or
down. It's going to retrace or it's going to go up.
or just going to fly.
So it's like 50-50 every time.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's no way to be wrong.
So I'd retrace it from the top and bottom and then go, "Oh, I'll just make this bet." And I lose.
I think right now is a buy spot because I think it'll go higher than the highest high. Don't you? Maybe not today, but don't you feel like at some point this week?
This is what I think, and do the opposite of what I think, because you'll win. I think it's just going to trace right back down. I think that guy put something on the internet, popped it up, and got everybody excited, and now it's just going to do. Now it's just going to Fibonacci scale down, 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 down until all my money's gone.
Well, that wouldn't be a Fibonacci, right?
Well, that's what it's
Fibonacci
gonna. I guess so. It's like down, 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 and then all my money's gone.
Yeah, but shoot, you're still winning. If you'd have been in from when it was $3 and $2, you'd be winning big right now.
But I was in at like $17. It had all
Or
it all had
11, right?
crunched up to like
Was it
$11 or something like that. I was in at one point, and I was a moron. I was in at one point
at $4,
at like
to 72.
at like $4, and it went to 72. And then I like on the way back down, it kept hitting those
Because we
notches.
weren't even thinking
And
so-
everybody online's like, buy the dips, buy the dips. And it's like, no, you're the dip.
You're the dip.
I end up being the dip shit.
Yeah.
And buying that. So then it ended up being like way up here. My average was awful.
Oh, mine too. But we thought 10,000 a share was the minimum.
Yeah. Well,
Probably 100,000.
everybody was hyping everybody up as the most. It was the biggest. Like, what do you call that when everybody psychosis? Like a
like group think, like
Group-
mob rules. Type
yeah,
of shit. Yeah,
it was like the biggest like crazy psyop of all time.
like just because you have 100,000 morons outside saying something doesn't mean they're right. It just means a lot of people are believing the same thing. It doesn't make them correct.
Right.
Well, that's what remember. We've talked about that before in the podcast during the thing when I started thinking like, damn, I don't think this group's very bright. When you start really getting involved in it,
Right.
you're like really seeing, all these talking heads and shit. And you're like following this guy and that guy. And you're like, wait just a fucking minute.
And when you go back and look at the guy, everybody was like, "You fucking shill." He was 100% right the whole time.
Yeah.
He was like, "It's gonna go down to here, guys. It's gonna do this." And everybody's like, "You work for BlackRock.
Yeah.
You fucking shill." It's like, no, that guy actually was trying to tell people what was going
those people
on.
took money to the bank because they knew they just played it the whole time. They were like, "Oh, it's at $8. Cool. I'll sell all of it and let it go down to $6, which it's gonna do.
Yeah.
And I'll buy it all at $100,000 and $6, and I'll run it back to $8. You fuckers with things go to $10,000. I'll sell it again at $840, and I'll just." And those people made out. You know how much money was made buying and selling AMC dips and Doge on dips and. Well,
I
everybody
did
was waiting
good
for it
on
to go
I
to
did good
$1
on Doge back in
until-
4
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, you sold it right at the top.
Right at the
Saturday Night
top on Saturday Night Live.
I cannot believe you didn't text me and say this is the play.
I was at Jeffrey's and I had barely no signal, and it actually went through. If it wouldn't have went through, it would have lost everything.
You'd have done like me. I watched it going. I don't know. I had like 8 or 10,000. I can't remember, but I'm just watching like, okay, I'm about to have 100,000 easily the way it's run, and then it just went 8,000, 7, 6. During the monologue.
Yeah, the only reason that I actually
During the
made money,
monologue, I lost like several thousand, and then I was like, then you just gotta go. Well, it's gonna come back, and it doesn't.
it never came back. And here's the thing: the only reason that I made those decisions was because I didn't have an internet signal, and I had just barely enough signal, and I panicked and just sold it all just in case, and made money, and it went up. And then I was like, oh shit, I just made all this money.
Yeah.
Where is it now? It's gone.
Gone.
It's gone. Money's just money. I wouldn't worry about it unless you
mean,
got to eat and pay for
Can't worry about it too
food
much. You know?
and shelter and stuff like that. You probably need it for that. Yeah, you need money for those things. But there's government programs
Yeah, for sure.
that help people out, which is a good thing. But money is the root of all evil. Money is something that makes people all crazy. It's what everybody fights over. Couples fight over it. Businesses fight over it. People break the law for it. And guess what? In the grand scheme of things, it's not even real. Because if society collapsed tomorrow, what would we be trading? Water and food. That's it. That's what's really worth anything. And guess what? Food spoils.
Oh yeah.
And most water's bad. Most water you can't drink.
Money is so necessary to live and to have you need more of to have a good, fulfilling life. It's
Right.
just when you think that it's the only thing.
Have you seen the Met Gala thing where it shows like thing with those people in those dresses and then the people
Yeah.
that are like dying and hungry and starving?
Yeah, that's why everybody's doing the whole like blocking celebrity deal, which I think is fascinating.
That is fascinating. We used to like in
It's
the
like Kim
90s.
Kardashian, Diddy, all these people they're just like block them, even if you don't follow them. They're like just block them because it screws with their algorithm, it screws
Yeah.
with their ability to market it. It makes them feel because what is all the deal with all the celebrity worship? What
It's
is
just
the deal?
the have and the have-nots, and then they show us like all the shit they have on the internet, and everybody's kind of sick of that shit. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, like everybody, like the rest of the world is trying to make it week to week, day to day. Honestly, like 80%, 90% of America is probably in that boat. I mean,
Yeah, it's like this. It's like when gas
we don't wanna
goes
see
up
your yacht.
when gas goes up $1, that affects us. It doesn't affect them. They don't give a shit because they got so much money. $1 doesn't mean anything in gas, and guess what? Everything they get's
Well,
free
if you were
anyway.
if I was a billionaire, this is where they're just out of touch. If I was a billionaire, if I was had that kind of success, I wouldn't want people like filming me buying $75,000 dinners. I wouldn't want to be not in this kind of economic situation, right? Because
Right.
this is what ends up happening. The backlash. People are like, man, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, especially then you start finding out like, oh, really? It's just Hollywood's a big ring for sex trafficking.
Right.
It's just a bunch of scumbags.
Bunch
And
of
we're-
bunch of billionaire scumbags who
That we
get
put on
their
a pedestal.
jollies off because they got so much money nothing excites them anymore except for being fucking perverts.
We put them on a pedestal because they have 45 million Instagram followers. I say we, I just mean society at large. Like
When I put people on a pedestal, like I don't really put them on a pedestal. I'm in awe of some people, like their acting abilities and
I
things like
respect
that.
it, but I've never understood celebrity worship like that.
I've never. I was always trying to be like a rock star. So like I wasn't like going up to rock stars. Oh my god, let me get your autograph because I'm trying to be one of them. I don't want to be like you can't be one of them if you're constantly fanboying out to everybody.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
But I have been around a few that it was really hard because you're just like, oh shit, this guy. You see Dave Grohl walk across the stage somewhere, and you're just like, oh, fine.
I'll tell you that before. I've been around a lot of celebrities or like backstage or different things, and like I'm always cool. But the one when Judas Priest walked by me on the sidewalk, I was backstage at a festival, hanging out. There's celebrities everywhere, but then all of a sudden I look up and it's Rob Halford coming down the sidewalk in full regalia, like full leather trench coat, and he's just walking, eyes forward, like it's the middle of the day, right? This isn't like he's not heading to the stage. That's the only time, and I still kept it together. I mean, he walked from me to you, and I didn't say hi, I didn't try to stop him or anything. I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you just couldn't do anything. You just had to be. I had to. Then when I didn't do anything, I was like, I should have at least said hello. But he didn't look like he was in the mood for people to say hello to him.
No, probably not. Like, my favorite story of yours is Steel Dragons with the drummer. Was that the drummer?
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther.
With the drummer.
Oh yeah.
Dude, tell that story just for fun.
So, and Dave Grohl was at that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you that? He was like fourth row at the show, hanging out, no security, at a club show with about 1,200 people, just rocking out with a Steel Panther playing, and Dave Grohl's in the fucking audience. And they call him out. They're like, "Holy shit!" They're like, "But celebrities go to Steel Panther shows all the time because they're so fun." Anyway, they stay in. If you know Steel Panther, they stay in that full on. They stay in character all the time. Like, or I didn't know, but their whole it's a shtick, right? Like they make fun of the '80s metal, but they're really good players. They're actually great players. They used to be a Van Halen tribute band, but anyway, they played the show. Dave Grohl was there. It was sold out. It was a badass show. It was great. Everybody, one of the most fun times I've had at a show. Anyway, I'm walking. I'm leaving, and their bus is parked beside the club. They're walking up the sidewalk, so I'm me to you from Styx. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was like, right here, nobody's around, and it's really literally just me, him, a couple security guys, like not a lot of people around. So I'm like, oh yeah, this will be very cool. So I'm like, oh man, I was like, hey dude, I was like, Styx, hey man, that was an awesome show. He just stays 100% in character, stops, like he's holding drumsticks too, which was fucking great. He's got the outfit, he's holding his drumsticks, and he stops and he just looks at me like a peasant. And he's like, no shit, I'm in the fucking band. You don't think I know how badass we are? And then turns and got on the tour bus. Like, oh, that was so
awesome.
great.
That's so awesome,
like, dude. Stage straight. Like, I'm a grown. Like, I wasn't like 20. I was in my 40s.
You're a grown man.
I'm a grown
You're
man.
just like, yes.
Talking to you. He stayed in full character. Never broke. Never laughed. Made it. I'm assuming it was a bit, but it was. If it wasn't,
of course, it's a bit.
It was perfect.
Of course, it's a bit, but that is so awesome. So he stayed in character.
He didn't talk to me. He didn't say like try to shake my hand and be like, "Oh, thanks a lot, bro." As soon as he gave me the little diva shit, he rolled his eyes and got on the tour bus. I loved it. I was like, "Oh my god!" I just sat there, was like, "That was freaking funny." Yeah.
Let's check in on how much of a moron I am. Let's look. $8.18. Where did I get in?
11:35, maybe.
I got in at 11:11.
You are losing your ass.
I'm doing great.
That's like a 40% loss.
No, as soon as I bought it, I lost $300, and then it went back up a little bit, and I was just like, I am a more. Why do I do this to myself?
Good thing you're rich.
Yeah, right. Don't tell people I'm rich, because I'm not. I have a zero-turn mower. I'm rich.
They could follow your trading on the podcast and see how rich you're not.
Yeah, right. That's true. Don't look up Mike Hinkle actor's net worth either. It's not right.
It's a different Mike Hinkle.
No, it's me. But it says last time I looked it up, it said I was worth $5 million. Yeah. I was like, I didn't get these checks, bro.
What made you think to look it up? You just thought you
were... Well, all the time I'm always like, I sit and watch television, and this is what I do when I watch TV, because I'm like, I'm sitting and I'm watching television, I'm looking at my bills, And then I look and I see, like an actor or somebody, and I'm like, uh, you know, Alexa, what is, name an actor.
Brad Pitt's
What
net-
is Brad Pitt's net worth? And then Alexa doesn't work. See, I'm just broke down.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, Brad Pitt is worth an
$300
estimated
million.
$300 million. And I'll just be like, God dang it, that's so much money. And I have nothing.
So one day you're just like, maybe I'll show up.
And then one day I was like, well, actually, I didn't search. I just searched me to see if, like, what my presence was for
Yeah,
being a
just-
nobody.
Just do a Google search on yourself.
And then it said Mike Hinkle actor's net worth. And it was like on some generated page off of like IMDb and all the information that's of me online, and it said I was worth $5 million, and I was like,
what would
"Where
make-
are those checks?"
What would make them think you had $5 million?
I don't know what that is. It's like some kind of, it's just
We
some
had-
kind of internet bullshit.
You had a deal with Warner Brothers. They took that and factored in like you got the whole deal, which you only got a week's worth or whatever.
Maybe I
And
don't
then you
know.
and then you were in the movies, but you were extras in the movies. Maybe they give you lead roles or what? See, so
I don't know.
And that verifies celebrity net worth. Some people are worth way more. I've heard some people get on there and say, "Oh, they have my celebrity net worth, but they have it. I'm worth way more than that." And then there's people like you that obviously, I don't even know why you're showing up on there, right?
Right. I'm not like a real actor or anything. I did some background work, and that's about it.
Yeah.
On a couple of movies. That's it. So why would it even, and I haven't looked it up in a while. One time I looked it up and
then the band
I
you were
couldn't
signed
find
with
it.
Didn't even release.
Yeah, we didn't even release. So the band that I was signed with
just-
didn't even make it to release. So they're not factoring in anything like that. I don't know why
They
it would
just
say
made it
all
up.
that.
They just made that up.
And
Obviously.
I'm not worried about the IRS looking into this because you could just go right into my bank account and look. It's not there.
I don't think. Well, they're counting all your property and assets, Mike. All your property and assets. So you probably got you must have a.
My 3-bedroom house in the middle of Ruston.
Yeah. Do you have any property anywhere else?
No, nothing.
There's somebody else
Nothing.
named Mike Hinkle that's done fairly well for himself. Then
But it listed all the movies that I was in that I made, like, I don't know, scale. I made, like, not even scale. Like, I made one movie I did make, like, $1,100 for the day because they called me in last minute.
so now you only need
that's right.
$4,999,000 to go.
Right.
1,100 on the day to be an extra.
Well,
Are you-
I actually wasn't an extra on that one. That I was a coroner's assistant, but they cut me out of it. But I'm in the trailer. Maybe they think I'm in the trailer. I got a bunch of, like, my head is in the trailer. By the way, it's called A Dark Place.
That's kind of shocking that you even showed up. That you would show up on that site. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really
In a
weird.
year, they'll have you at 7 million. 'Cause they
Well,
always
the
just- they
first
always
time
just- they
I
always just add a little bit
looked,
to
it said 11 million, and I was like, "Holy moly, that
Wow,
would
this
be
is
wonderful."
This is great. I must have some.
Hey, everybody!
I've got some residual checks I forgot to pick up.
I
Like
knew the
$11 million
movies-
worth.
I know the movies made a lot of money, but geez, there's some account somewhere with $11 million.
What was the biggest
sitting in
movie?
it. Logan Lucky
I never saw.
got cut out of that one too. I was I was a security guard in Logan Lucky. That was with Daniel
Is that when they
Craig
said you
and
weren't fat enough anymore?
okay.
One you were too big, right?
That was the one where that's the one where I lost a bunch of weight, and
Get
then
out
they
of shape.
then they gave me a shirt with sponge in it to make it look like I was a fat security guard, and I was like, "Oh my god, have you not done all this work to get skinny, and now you're handing me a fat shirt? You
Get in the
fuckers."
fat suit, fat bastard.
Then the other one was A Dark Place. I was a coroner's assistant. Got called in the same day because I lived in the town where they were shooting it, and they called me. The people that give me these parts called me, and then they had to go to the store and buy me a shirt that fit because I was like three or 4 years into bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
And I was huge, and none of the clothes fit me on set. They had to run and buy it because they wanted it to be a special color so it would go with the scene. All of that stuff's like, you can't show up. You don't show up in like a highlighter color shirt and like
Right.
be in a scene.
They're gonna
They
have,
they have all their stuff to give you so you don't like stand out or
they have
whatever.
their colors, right?
Yeah.
They want- yeah.
So they had to run somebody to the store and get a shirt that fit me. They get the shirt that fit me. I show up. We go to shoot the scene where he shows the body to the guy, the kid's body. And spoiler alerts, you'll never see it. The body in the back of the car, in the back of this guy's truck that he dug up. And the director's like, "You can't be in this scene. You're towering over these two actors who were very tiny." And I was in the middle of a bodybuilding 3 years in every day bodybuilding, and I mean I was jacked up, and he
Yeah.
was like, he's like, you just take up the whole freaking thing. I can't have you in this scene, and they had to cut me in out of the scene and rewrite it. I was supposed to like look in it and like walk off and get the police, and that didn't happen because I was too big.
Yeah.
But not that I'm huge. I probably I'm 5'11", 6 foot tall, and at that moment I weighed 260 pounds of love muscle.
Yeah.
Like it was serious.
Yeah.
I had no fat. I had a little fat, but no, it was. I put a shirt on and my shoulders were.
Yeah,
I mean,
you were
I was
massive when you were bodybuilding.
I was
You were
big,
put together.
and but he was like, "You're too big for this. You just can't be in the scene." And so I had
Most actors
my
are kind of
total
fat.
Arnold moment where they were like, "You're too big, Arnold. You need to lose this weight."
Most actors, most actors are tiny, really.
Well, the lead guy, he's from England or whatever. He was like Moriarty in the Sherlock Holmes movie on the BBC. He is he's like 5 foot tall, or maybe not even, like he was. I was like towering over these guys. They were even using one of those smaller. Remember those little small S10 or Toyota trucks that were tiny?
Yeah.
I'm like standing over that thing, and I look like a giant, like with these guys looking at the back of this truck.
Well, that's just like when you're a kid and you watch like Rocky 3, you think Mr. T's like 6'4",
Yeah,
330 pounds, but he's really like 5'10", 195.
it's like
But he looks like a giant compared to everybody else around him.
It's like get a couple of apple boxes for these guys to stand on, so this guy can be in the scene. No, get him out of here.
Rock stars are like that too. A lot of them are super tiny and
See this Fibonacci sequence right here, where you go bump and then bump,
yeah.
and then whenever it finds its right spot, it's either going to go down or continue up. Once it's past the 38.2% mark, it probably will continue up. It's but maybe not. That's the whole thing. It's like it's rules that it follows that don't always happen.
Well, it's just like, I mean, people can do all this analytical data, right? I mean, they devote their lives to it. They really study it every minute, and they're still wrong half the time.
Yeah, I had one where it like did exactly what this guy said to do, and I took notes and put it, and it did the candles did exactly what it did, right at the Fibonacci sequence, right where it was supposed to be for it to bounce back up, and instead of like, and I didn't have, it was exactly what he said, and I didn't have the balls to like put like $200 on it to make like $400, and so I put $1.10 on it, and it went the other way. So I lost, even though it was like exactly what the dude said. So it's just gambling. It's just straight up gambling. Some people like to gamble at the track. Some people like to gamble at the casino. I guess I like to sit around the house because I'm lazy and gamble at this shit.
If you just make your play and say, if you were to buy AMC today, put $2,000 in it and say, I'll just sell it when it's $12, however long that takes.
Yeah.
If you're patient enough to do that, like that's what I'm trying to do with Sheba and with Bonk.
I think, well, I'm going to have to do that now. I'm going to put it at like $14.99 and just sell it. And just sell it. And sell it because I did dump $1,500 into it like an idiot.
Oh, this morning?
Yeah.
You're going to win. We're coming back. I don't know about today.
Stop being positive about it.
I don't know about today because it was 540 million volume yesterday. That's going to be a hard thing to replay.
Oh, sorry.
Let me just drink some bleach real quick.
Let me drink some disinfectant. Isn't that what the president said to do?
Yeah, the old president. So hey, who's gonna win the fight, Jake Paul or Mike Tyson? Changing subjects.
Mike Tyson.
You think for sure?
Mike Tyson. I've been watching him train, and I'm scared of him. I'm scared to watch him.
I think everyone is. I mean, that's a normal thing. Like Tyson's in his prime's the baddest man on the planet. But don't you think? Don't you think a 30-year age gap is a tremendous amount of age to give up?
Well, I think with the
I know that he's Mike Tyson. I mean, I know if he gets. All common sense tells me, yeah, Tyson's going to wipe. But dude, Jake Paul is not.
No, he's not nothing
not
to
a
sniff at.
soft-
But also, Jake Paul hasn't been a boxer for that long of time or had that boxer mentality.
But he's been training every day, 8 hours a day for probably 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years.
And he's now up to 230. He's 6'1", 230.
Yeah.
Maybe 6'2", 230. Trains 8 hours a day for 3 years. He's 27. I mean, I just think people are looking at the blonde hair and the fact that he came from Disney 10 years ago and putting like that. He ain't that kid.
There's
anymore.
there's no denying that he's tough. He went how many rounds with Evander Holyfield? Is that who he?
No.
No.
Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, lost to Tommy Fury.
Well, no. He went. I'm talking about back in the day.
That's
Oh,
Logan Paul.
that was Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's nothing compared to Jake.
Oh, there's too many. There's too many Pauls. There's too many of these guys.
Logan's a pretty good fighter. Jake's a really good fighter.
Well, Logan. Which one? Okay, so Logan does the wrestling, or Jake's
Logan
boxing.
does the wrestling.
Logan does the wrestling. Okay, I think that I still think Mike Tyson's gonna beat him. I think Mike Tyson will punch him so hard in the face that it's gonna be a reckoning.
But it's also gonna be a reckoning when a 27-year-old hits a 58-year-old. He'll be 58 at the time. I'm just trying to keep it real, keep it a buck. Like, nobody's a bigger Tyson fan than me. Like, I've watched every Tyson fight. I've watched them multiple times. I've studied all around. Like, I love Mike Tyson. I am a fanboy, pretty much.
Let's say this.
Gap, man.
Let's say this.
I'm still saying Tyson wins.
If you had to put $1,000 or $10,000 on the fight, win or lose, who wins, and how would you bet that 10 grand?
My heart would just have to. I'd probably bet Mike Tyson, but because I'm so because of we've never seen a 30-year age gap in a fight. Like, that's something that doesn't exist. You understand?
I
that, right?
know.
Like,
that's why it's so crazy.
Usually at 30, you're retired or getting close to it. 32, 33. This is a 30-year age gap. And we all want it to be the Mike Tyson we remember from when we played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in 1988. But it is not 1988.
Right. It is not.
And I know that, look, his training, it's badass, but the training, and he's probably going to get in there and smash him, but the training guy doesn't, when you're hitting the mitts, those guys don't hit back. You can't take the licks you could take at 57, 58. You can't take the licks you could take at 28. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, he's eligible for a senior citizen discount at Luby's. Like, you can't, like, it's hard, like, you can't.
All right, moron check-in. My moronic check-in. Okay, I have lost $609 this morning.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Great. That's great. Doing great.
You're looking at it all wrong, bro. You're looking at it all wrong. Now it's just now when you're gonna make $100 when it rebounds and makes $700 off of this. You're gonna make $100 before you started.
I don't think it's gonna rebound. I should have thought about it. I don't think it's gonna rebound. I think it's just gonna Fibonacci trace all the way back down to nothing.
I thought you would have at least known to wait till opening bell and let it see where it's going to settle to, and then my strike.
I knew at opening bell it was going to go down, but I thought it was going to pop up. I got crazy. I told you I got nuts. I was like, everybody called me this morning at like 6:00, and all of those people that are all bots that are my friends called me and told me all the bots got me. All the bots got me. And I was I even texted you when the bots called me and was like, hey, look at that. And I turned into a bot for you.
Well, I texted you last. I was looking at it, but I let him out
just a minute ago, but he's back there.
I kind of wanted a day or two to see what's going to happen. That's why I was like, I'm just going to watch.
A day or two, you got to get in now, baby. Yeah.
See what happens. Get in now.
Yeah, get in now. $600 later.
Never do what everyone's doing. That's I do know that.
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It happens to the best of us.
I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad.
You're doing a good job of disguising your anger.
Hey, it's just money.
It's not even real.
It's not even real.
It's not even. Who even?
It's not even real.
Who even cares?
Who cares?
$500.
I'm just gonna
just make some more, right?
You know, if Webull, usually Webull lets you, like, when you put money in, they let you go ahead and use that money. Not when it's volatile like this. It won't let you, so you don't
commit suicide.
Yeah, don't take your life savings and dump it all into Webull, and then they take it out later after you've lost it.
The last time people were legitimately taking second mortgages out to buy AMC.
I know.
There are people that bought $300,000 at $16, $100,000 at, which probably would have been me if I'd had access to that kind of money. I would have bought it too. I'd have been dumbassing right there with them.
This is just gonna trickle all the way back down. I'm telling you, this is not a squeeze. The squeeze is not happening.
Well, okay, you do know what to do.
I'm a shill.
If it gets to $4 or $5, you buy $1,500 more.
More,
and then you make
you make my money back. That's right. And I will do that.
You won't do that. You'll be too. It'll just go down. For
just
3 days.
remind me to do that.
Oh God, it's just going to zero. It's going to go to zero.
Just remind me to do that.
God, kick in the nuts.
It is such a kick, and it's man, I just
That's what happened. Well, remember
so aggravated.
Remember with Sheba about a month ago
yeah.
when we lost probably 600-700. If you had 600 or 700 in
Yep.
it, you lost that much
Yeah.
in a day. It just.
I think I'm done with all this. I think I'm done with it. This is the last time ever. I'm gonna delete all of these things. I'm gonna pull all my money out of the crypto.
Don't say
I'm pulling
that.
all my money out of it, and I'm just gonna let it sit in a bank, and that's it and then just let it sit.
Nonsense.
I'm never gonna have enough money to retire anyway, so I'll just.
Well, then, yeah, that's right. If we're not gonna have enough money to retire anyway, why not just take these chances and say, I'm hope for the.
I don't know if I could take the beatings.
The 50x. You ready for the 50x?
It's not gonna 50x.
That's what you thought today was gonna be. 50.
No, I thought I was just gonna.
20%.
My plan was, as it was just skyrocketing up, and I bought it. My plan was to make like $300, $400, and then get out, and then that was my day trade for the day. You get 3, and that was my day trade for the day, and it just never went back up. So I'm a moron.
Yeah. But you're not a moron. It's gonna be fine. Everything.
Oh, it's just money. Who cares?
Everything's gonna be fine when we jump back on here the next time.
I'm glad it's too early to start drinking because I would be drinking during this.
Is it? Well, you can't drink all day if you don't start right now.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, there's really no way to accomplish your goals other than to get on them, right? Like, attack your goals with the same vigor and fervor you attack this trading.
I hate it.
Assuredness that
there was no sureness. It was panic buying and FOMO.
you're a big brain ape.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm in a category of just moronic trading.
We should have talked this out.
We should have talked this out.
I sure was going to tell you, like, hey, let's just see what it does.
God.
And then you can pop when it does this because we know they're going to short it. They were sitting there waiting when it was running up to 10, 11. They're just sitting there with a $9 short price. Put $1 million, $1 billion.
They put $1 billion on it. When it came to look at here. I'll put it on your camera and pull it over to you. Look at this line right here.
Yeah.
And then you look up, and it's a red line. 92,548,122 volume. So, and it went down. So they shorted it $1 billion right there. If you do the math of where it was at the time, if it was $10, they shorted it.
About
about almost $1 billion.
So that's multiple hedge funds at multiple tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, we knew. I just feel like, gosh, we knew that was going to happen. They're going to short it. They're going to make the money back on it. Everything they lost yesterday, they're going to make today.
I know.
And now, guess what they're going to do?
Take my money.
Now they're going to take the money. They take the $1.5 billion they made off shorting it all day, pull that to the side, just hold it let it settle somewhere. Then they're going to push all the chips in, buy it when it's run it back up. They're going to take that, then short it again.
And there we are buying the FOMO.
Rinse, repeat. And they'll just keep fucking us over every time. Well, you got to go with them. We talked about that one time.
You gotta go with them.
You know what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna
emotions,
you're not gonna buy and hold. Just go with the winners.
My emotions get in the way, I guess. I thought I had a plan.
Lambo go brr.
Lambo go brr. Brr. I thought I had a plan, and I did. My plan sucked, as it usually does.
Oh, it's coming up. You're making a turnaround, buddy.
Oh yeah, it is.
You don't see all those green sticks?
I wish you would. Just 2.
Well, hey.
2 up, 4 down. 2 up, 4 down.
How are you guys out there doing? I know you're not the only one. Somebody out there listening did the same dumb shit.
I did I ain't scared to say I did some dumb shit like that because I do it all the time.
Sometimes it works, right?
Sometimes it works. That's why you keep doing it. Because that one time you do it, it's so sweet. It's the sweetest feeling in the world, and you just free money. But not when you're losing. It feels terrible.
Now, you know how much hard. Here's the thing that pisses me off. Like,
look at my shirt.
That's your day trading shirt. It's so easy to lose 600 or 700, but do you know how hard it is to make 600 or 700? That's the difference.
Yeah.
You lost that 600 in like 15 minutes. But if you tried to make 600 in 15 minutes,
it doesn't work like that.
You fucking would never, ever, 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 ever be able to do that. It'll take you at least 3 or 4 days, probably. Now, because to get that back, you're going to now have to get 140% gain to get back those losses. Probably right? Or
almost
100-something%.
Almost 100. Almost. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I got time. I got nothing but time. It's not like I don't have.
Exactly.
It's not like I don't have a paycheck coming every Friday.
Exactly.
I shouldn't say that out loud to the universe. Boy, oh boy.
I don't think you're going to be. I think lots of people have a paycheck coming, so you're not going to be like subject to any.
Nope, nobody. Not anymore. Now that I said it, the universe is going to cut off all paychecks.
Possible.
Yeah.
Maybe just yours.
Maybe just mine. You know what? And I don't care. I'll go live under a bridge.
Yeah.
You know, I've listened to the song Under the Bridge. I'll just live like that.
You know that dude's dating like a 19-year-old.
I saw that.
He's
That's
61.
that dude's a creep.
Such a creeper.
That's such a creep thing to do.
I mean, he's got it documented in his book where he was
You're-
raping 14-year-olds when he was
Oh my
20
God.
something. He puts who puts that? If you do some shit like that and put it in a book, that's how normalized it is
Yeah, it's fucked
in
up.
Hollywood. That
Like-
you're like, yeah, I'll just write that in a book that I was sleeping with an 8th grader.
Like the rule of thumb that has always been to date a younger woman is half plus 7.
Half plus 7 is a good solid rule.
And it starts at 18.
Well,
so
let's say you're 40. Let's say you're 40. That'd be 27.
Yeah.
That's about as young as you go and have
that's
anything in common.
about, well, I don't think you're going to have anything in common now with a 27-year-old if you're in your 40s. But you could still do it.
47
The only thing you would have in common is your bank account that they
At
want.
your age, 29 would be the lowest you could go.
Yeah.
That'd be half plus 7.
Yeah, half plus 7, 29,
that's
and that's miserable. I wouldn't want to be with
Who
anybody
could-
like that.
Who could just? But I mean, yeah. I mean,
What would you
kudos to
talk
my-
about?
huh?
What would you talk about after the 2 minutes of sex?
I mean, I guess you could talk about. I guess you could talk about the 2 minutes of sex. That'd be about it.
Yeah, you say,
You
hey,
could
that
go
was a
buy
good
her
2 minutes.
You go buy her some frozen yogurt or something. I don't know. What do you talk to 19-year-olds about?
I don't know. The 19-year-olds might have something against frozen yogurt because of something
I bet you
they read
could-
on
I
the
bet you-
internet.
I bet you they could think of something to talk to you about. It's called
Your
so
bank
my-
account.
It's called my rent's due tomorrow. And I don't have all of it. Do you have? I'm just I'm 1,200 short on it.
Daddy.
Anthony, if you could just
Anthony.
Daddy
Anthony.
Tony.
Anthony does. If $1,500 is nothing to Anthony
Look at
Kiedis.
what's the guy, the dude, the bass player from the Rolling Stones that married that girl at 18. So like he'd been dating her for like 4 years. He was like 65.
I don't know.
Hollywood's a weird place, bro.
I've found the love of my life. She's right over here cooking.
I know she's only
She's
23.
cooking. She's
That's a lot better. That's at least a little better than it's a little better.
You're
than
getting
I-
me in trouble right now, Ray.
I
You're
don't-
just
that's-
getting me
that's
in
part
trouble.
of
You're
the
gonna
deal,
leave.
man.
You get to leave, and then I'm here.
That's part of. Hey, you want to be a famous podcaster? You gotta
No,
be in trouble
I don't want to be a famous podcaster. I don't like it.